Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 31. I just decided to do a quick episode today on some budget motivation. I just have a lot of things running through my head and I thought maybe I could just share and hopefully provide some of you guys with some motivation on sticking to your budgets and your financial plans. So just stick around for a couple quick words from our sponsor and we'll get right into the episode. Okay, so this morning I've just been having all these things running through my head just about different things that I think about with sticking to my budget and just kind of how I think about everything and every dollar we spend and just kind of your mindset, I guess, and how you treat your money that you have on a daily basis and how important that is to sticking to your budget. And I know a lot of people feel, and I've felt the same way in the past a lot of times, that things just keep happening and no matter what you do, you try and get ahead in your budget and then something else happens and you fall behind and you take out a credit card and you have to pay for emergencies on it and then you're making those payments and something else happens and I understand it's hard. It's not easy to stick to a financial plan. But I can guarantee that if you really are careful with your money and how you're spending it, you can make huge improvements, just simple little things. So many people, people that I know just make fun of me just about how I am and they make fun of my budget and, oh, it's not in the budget, so she's not going to do it. But it's true. Say for example, going to the movies. My kids know there's no chance we're going to the movies on a Friday night. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying if their friends were going to go to the movies and they wanted to go with them and they use their chore money or whatever, that's one thing. But if I'm taking the kids to see a movie, it's on Sunday morning matinee because it's $6 a person. We go to Target, we get snacks and drinks at Target, we smuggle them in our little bag and we go see a movie. And it's literally, I think it's even more than half the price less, a bigger savings than half off for doing that. So it doesn't seem like that one big thing would make a difference, but when you apply that logic to everything you do and really, be mindful of every dollar you're spending and make sure you're getting the best use out of it, it all adds up. I know that's a common saying, oh, it all adds up, but it's true. It really does, and debt, watching your debt, don't let yourself, if you can at all possibly avoid debt completely, that's my hugest thing right now. I'm trying to never have debt in my life from this point forward. But if you can change your mindset about debt, I was talking to my son about college loans and stuff because one of our main goals right now is he's in college and our plan is for him to get through school completely debt-free. He's doing community college for the first 2 years. He's working part-time. So we want him to try and go to a state school. We're really doing everything we can so that when he gets out of college, he has no payments. And I was kind of talking to him about it one time with the payments and everything, on student loans, because I was still paying my student loans up until recently. And, he's like, oh, well, it's not really the payments that bothers me. It's the interest that I'm paying. It's that all that extra cost. And I said to him, I understand that, but it's not just the interest. It is the payment. Think about these not debt-free, zero interest payment plans. And, you can buy this great item and pay it off over, 12 months or 18 months or whatever with no interest. And it sounds like a great idea. Yes, there's no interest on it, so you're getting to borrow that money for free. But you now have an extra payment. When something else comes up in, an emergency or something else, now you have that new emergency, plus you have this payment. So it's not only about the interest, it's about accumulating all these extra payments that are taking up your money every week. So anything you could do to change your spending habits and save up those little extra dollars here and there so that you have them to purchase those things you want, it just really makes a big difference. And it can actually be really fun. I know probably most people don't find it fun, but I really enjoy this. Like, it's kind of like a game to me. Like, I love setting up my spreadsheets for my new budgets. I love going in and updating my balances when I get paid, and when I do the bills, and if I like save a little bit. Like, one day I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to send $20 to the savings account. Like, yeah, it was only $20. It's not a huge deal, but it was $20 that we didn't have in savings before. So, and I was like going to take it out of the weekly budget. Like, I was going to have to spend $20 less this week because it was coming out of the weekly amount that we had budgeted to spend. Like, there's no extra source of funds. That's what I always say to my kids too. They'll say, well, why didn't you just save up for this if there's like something extra that they want to do or buy or whatever? And I'm like, there's only so much money that comes in. You can only save for so many things. So, but by living in a way that you're really watching all of your money and putting it where you want it to go, you really can make big improvements. And don't get hung up on things that have happened in the past or things that even just happened that messed you up. Like, say you had an emergency and you put something on a credit card and now you have that to pay off. Like, don't go crazy trying to make that up or think like because that happened you can't get ahead. You can always restart. Just restart today. Move forward from right now, wherever you're at. Come up with a plan. If you need to take on an extra job, I know some of you probably already have that, but a lot of people don't. If you need to pick up an extra job to get out of a financial situation, to get yourself back on track, there's so many different opportunities now with like the gig economy, DoorDashing and Ubering and those types of things, where you can just pick up some extra income on your own time, and you don't have to like commit to a standard, extra hours every week or whatever. But anyway, however you do it, it doesn't matter. But it's really just about attacking it and saying, I can do this. Today's a new day. I'm going to start. I'm going to make sure that I'm watching what I'm spending, that I'm getting the most out of my money. And if you're in debt, try and put everything you can towards debt so that you can get out. Because that's what really kills so many people, is having all those debt payments. So definitely work on getting rid of your debt as soon as possible. And that's really fun too. Like, if you are paying off debt, it's so fun. Like, every time even if it's just like small extra payments, every time you make extra payments and you could like watch that balance go down and just kind of track it, it's like really motivating, like to see that you're making progress. And really try and think of different ways to do things. If you are in a situation where you feel like you're going to have to charge something because you don't have the money for it, like an emergency comes up or whatever, if at all possible, try to find an alternative, or think like, does this really, really have to be done? Like, for example, we have a home repair that needs to be made, and like most people would just make the repair. But it's kind of expensive. We don't have the money for it right now. I'm determined to not go into debt. So we're waiting on it. And it's not like a life, like safety issue thing. If it was, of course, we would just have to somehow figure out a way to do it. But it's not something that's like hurting anyone. It's just like one of those things that, anyone else would be like, oh, that's broken, we got to fix it right away. Well, for us, we're just like living with it because we know that that's not the priority right now. The priority is meeting our other financial goals. So it's really just all about your mindset, and try and make it fun if you can. It's something that can be fun. You can set goals. You can celebrate achievements. It doesn't have to be expensive celebrations. Like I heard somewhere about doing like a wine and cheese tasting, like going to Aldi and buying like some of their cheeses and getting like some inexpensive like wines or whatever, and just like having like a little fun cheese tasting thing. Or sometimes I'll just get like, I don't know, like ice cream, and it's like for the kids, like, oh yay, we got ice cream, we're gonna do like ice cream or a dessert, or I don't know, just little things you could do to celebrate as you make these little achievements and as you change how you're spending your money. So yeah, that's it. I was just feeling kind of really motivated about stuff this morning, and just thinking about how much the way you think about how you're spending your money and being intentional with it makes such an enormous difference in the goals that you can achieve. So you can achieve the goals. I'm not going to say you won't have setbacks. We all have setbacks, but just keep moving forward. And I promise you will have little things that you can celebrate where you do have the big wins, and little wins too. Celebrate those also. So that's it for today. I really thank you for listening. If you'd like, go check out our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Lola's Frugal Life. It's all one word, no apostrophe. Or if you'd like to join the private listeners group, it's very small numbers right now, but I'm really hoping to build it up. I think it'd be really fun. We could talk about all different topics in there. That is facebook.com/groups/Lola's Frugal Life. And you could just submit a request to join. You don't have to answer any questions or anything. As soon as I see it, I'll approve you. And that would be really awesome. Also, if you want to send me a message on the Facebook page, if you have feedback or suggestions for any topics you'd like to hear, I'd really love that. The whole goal of doing this podcast is I'm hoping to help people and motivate people to try and achieve their goals in finance and just life, and just help with cleaning and finance and everything like that. So I would love to hear some feedback on what you might like to hear and what would help you. So again, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you soon.